Welcome to the podcast. I'm Paul.
And I'm Mark.
So this is episode 40.
Nice round number.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice round number. We're into bear season.
Yeah. Yeah. We're closing in on, partridge season, and we're 2 weeks out of the moose hunt.
Well,
the first week.
Our hunting season starts in 2 weeks.
It does.
Man, it's coming up quick, too.
Yeah.
Kind of was thinking about it last night. I'm like, I got a lot of stuff to get
organized. I've got
together.
A list, Paul, that I wrote down, and I'm trying to get it all done, and I'm checking it off as I go there, that all the things I might need. Hopefully a lot of it I won't need, but you don't want to be caught short.
No, I got new tires. I got to order for the truck Monday.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm going to try the BF Goodrich KO3s.
Okay. Yeah.
And I might go
different tread design.
A little different tread design. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to him about it when I call.
Yeah.
See.
8 or 10 ply.
Yeah, I think they're 10 ply equivalent.
Yeah.
I think that's how everything is nowadays.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. You read BF Goodrich's website and they're going to tell you everything you want to hear.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're going to tell us.
Improve sidewall and
right.
da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're relatively new. I think they came out in May. So I'll talk to some people in the know and then I guess go from there. I think they're like 300 and something bucks a tire though.
Yeah, tires for good quality tires for a truck, Paul, are expensive, but the way we use them and stuff, we're going to buy a good quality tire.
And I still got on the BF Goodrich KO2s that are on my truck right now. I may save those. And do you want a couple for spares?
I almost think, Paul, yours are a little bigger than my tires. I think you got a little different size.
They are, but the rims are
18-inch.
18-inch rims.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you're thinking I could use one as a spare or what?
Get you out of better than...
Yeah. I would take one. If
I'm going to probably at least have two for me.
That would be a good idea.
Because that'd be a good quality spare.
Yeah.
As opposed to... Yeah, those are... I think the ones that are on it are 275, 70.
Yeah, I think...
R18.
I think I got 270, 70 R18.
I went a little taller. I kept the same width.
Right.
I went a little taller. I think the size I'm going to get coming up, I might go a little wider, 285.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's 285, 75, 18.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to those guys, see what people are using and what's what. And I have to get a winch. And I've been researching winches. And if anyone out there uses winches or has experience with a winch, I'd like to know what you're using. I really want a Warn winch, but I don't know if I could justify $1,000, $1,200 for a Warn because I don't four wheel.
Right.
I'm basically using it for if I was in a pinch or haul something onto a trailer. So
this isn't going to be something that's permanently mounted to the front of the vehicle.
No,
Paul.
So it's going to be out of the weather. I want to use it in reese hitches.
Right.
I'd like to have a reese hitch on the front of my truck. And obviously I got one on the back so I can swap it around.
Yeah.
Use it that way. I mean, I've read tons of reviews and stuff and obviously like I think Warn winches get most of the praise, but I'm not using it. I just don't know how I could justify $1,000 or $1,200 for like once a year use maybe. If that. Just to be sitting around. So I don't know. If anyone has any winches that are reasonably priced that they like using, I'd like to hear about it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was just in looking for a trailer hitch because I need two now with the trailer that I bought, Paul. It has a 2 5/16 ball, and my boat takes a 2-inch ball. Rather than swap those out, I bought two different hitches and I was looking at the winches over there.
Yeah.
They were this is Harbor Freight. They were Badland.
I actually may go with that because don't do it.
No, don't know anything about them. Don't know anything about the quality. So
I'd read, someplace that, I mean, they're basically, a lot of them are like the same components.
Right.
What varies in the price is some of the electronics in them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll figure it out anyway this week.
Yeah.
But back to bear hunting Our cousin shot a bear, or my cousin, your nephew. Your
Ryan?
marriage. No, Jody.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
shot a. He was kind of talking like, I congratulated him, and he was kind of like, oh well, not the biggest bear, but it was 275.
It looked like I saw a picture of it, Paul, and it looked like a really good bear.
I think that's a
yeah.
respectable bear for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah,
and so I think Ryan's he's still at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we get moose season in 2 weeks,
Mm.
and then followed right at the end of that, bird season.
Yeah.
And Bo's birthday, so we'll spend lots of time.
Yeah, the last day of our moose hunt is the first day of bird season. I think the what is it, the 29th or something?
28th.
28th?
28th is a Saturday.
Yeah, it'd be the last Saturday of September. So
kind of that cast and blast.
Yeah.
Sort of ordeal. Which the bird hunting should be better this year. Because
I haven't been in the woods or anything, but I'm expecting because of the warm, dry summer there that we'll have more birds around. But
yeah, I'm expecting good things for bird season.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best year ever, but
right,
can't be worse than last year.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
No, that was about as bad as it could get.
Yep. Followed by that, we get deer hunting.
Yep.
And then I guess for collectively hunting season, I get a new toy for hunting season. Wall tent.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. How did I? Yes. Yeah. That's a circus tent, Paul. You put a 3-ring circus in that tent.
I could put on a full-fledged circus right in the backyard.
You could. That's you didn't skimp on your
16 by 20.
Yeah.
Full floor. Big stove.
Yeah.
Fly. With a front porch. Yeah, it ought to be.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids and a dog.
Yeah, you're going to fill it.
I need plenty of room.
Yeah. And they'll have a good time in it. The kids
There's
will.
plenty of room.
Yeah.
So I get, and I'll put up a little tour or something of it when I'm still waiting for the fly and awning to come. So, but we set it up the other day. We did all the 1-inch EMT conduit.
We cut all the poles.
Put it together.
Set it and gave it its
Yeah.
initial setup. So
Kids loved it. They were mad when I took it down.
I bet they were.
Yeah,
they wanted to go out and play in it.
They wanted to stay in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be fun. That might be Deer Camp 2.0.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason you were looking at. It gives you that opportunity to be a mobile hunter, Paul.
Yep.
You can go just about anywhere you want. So
we get a camper, but that's kind of a frig to.
Yeah.
to
Well,
haul.
especially if the weather's bad. We had some bad experiences getting out of the woods there late in November.
We've been there.
Still suffering from a little PTSD on that.
Holy smokes.
So yeah, that's a story unto itself.
I thought I was going to be in the ditch for sure.
Oh yeah.
How I didn't is still beyond me. But we made it out.
Yeah, and
with
decided
no damage.
decided to never do it again.
No, not at that time. That was the year that we'd gotten all kinds of rain on top of snow.
Yeah, it was glare ice coming out.
You couldn't even. I remember driving in. You had to keep one set of tires over in the ditch in the crusty snow.
Yeah.
Even getting out of the truck, you couldn't walk on the road.
No.
And that was when we were going into our final week of deer hunting. And coming out, it got cold.
Yeah.
And we got some snow on top of that.
Yeah.
And I would stop on the road with the camper, and any place it was crowned, the camper would just slide.
Yeah.
Right off to the side.
Yeah, that was.
And there's a section on the Pinkham Road that.
Yeah, we had to go down a steep hill, and when you get down at the base of the hill, it dropped off on either side with no trees or anything to stop you.
You were going.
You're just going down in the.
You were going
down in the brook or whatever. So that was a hairy situation.
Yeah. So
lesson learned.
Yeah. So the wall tent will be a little easier to.
Yeah.
And plus, you can get it into places that you can't get a camper into.
Right.
If the road's a terrible mess, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You can still drive in and don't have to worry about beating up a camper. So that'll be fun. And then maybe actually Deer Camp 2.0 should be Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Did you see the
picture?
Brittany
I don't know what the it being Massachusetts and stuff, and I have no idea I'm very leery of
I'm more or less kidding about that. I don't
Yeah.
really have much interest in hunting.
where you could hunt
Massachusetts.
there.
I'll read off Brittany's back porch.
Yeah, well,
That was
yeah.
a huge buck.
It was a nice
Great
buck,
big
yeah.
rack on it.
Yeah, there's lots of deer there,
There is.
but that's all residential, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Oh well.
and it's Massachusetts,
Yeah.
so
They're not. From what I've read, the laws are quite convoluted.
yeah, I'm very confident in stepping outside around Maine, up in northern Maine, where we
And
have a
being
camp
legal.
and stuff, and being perfectly safe and legal, and
Yeah.
no worries. You
No
know?
one's gonna haul you off to jail for carrying a
again,
long rifle
yeah,
through
yeah.
the woods deer hunting. So, anything else to
Nope.
feels like fall?
It
Holy
does, yeah.
suffering.
The leaves are starting to change, Paul. The weather is of course the nights are getting cooler, but the extended forecast, the 2-week forecast, goes right to the Sunday before our moose hunt, and
Yeah.
it's through in the 70s and 80s right through.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah. Hopefully that'll change before
Yeah.
before the moose week. We certainly don't want it in the 70s for
I snapped the heat on this morning.
yeah.
Well, the heat pumps, I should say.
Yeah, no, the nights are getting cool and stuff, but there's some warm weather coming up. We've been in the 60s here the last few days, but it's going to warm
Yeah.
up this week up into
All right.
the upper 70s and 80s again. So
Yeah. Well, I hope it cools off.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
down.
for that for our moose week anyway. But
Anyway, those cooler nights, they get you feeling like fall.
yeah,
So it got me thinking of preparing for deer hunting. Everyone's doing that, going through gear and sighting in rifles, which we're going to mount scope on your
yes,
rifle on your 7600.
right,
We're going to do that right after this. And I don't think you're sticking around to shoot, but I'm going to go shoot my 7600 because I got a new set of sights on that I should have a video up this week going over those. They're kind of an interesting set of sights that I've had my eye on for a while. So I wanted to give that a shot. So I got to sight that in this afternoon. And one thing that I got thinking about was, and we've talked about it before on here, is just kind of having the right mindset going into the deer season. It's easy to, to get down on yourself at different times during deer season. So in other words, having a good internal narrative
yeah,
on kind of how you talk to
positive
yourself.
mindset. Yeah,
You can, words are powerful.
boy, they are. Yeah, you can
And
you
you
can
can
talk
speak.
yourself out of anything.
What
if
is
you,
it? There's
Yeah,
power of the tongue. There's life and death.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's easy to get down that road, especially after a few bad days out in the field.
yeah,
You can kind of have that internal narrative go from, man, I can do this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
yeah,
Kind of rainbows and ponies to, man, this sucks.
yeah.
It ain't going to happen. I'm tired. I'm sore.
That can happen, Paul, in the run of a day, for crying out loud.
It
You
can.
can start off all, gung ho and ready to go, and early afternoon you can have the mindset of, I'm never going to catch up to that deer.
It can happen just like that.
It can.
And,
And I got to admit, it's happened to me. You start questioning yourself and so like you say, a positive mindset in anything in life is 90% of it. You can overcome, physical, anything you lack and physically or with a positive mindset.
yeah.
So
Well, one example is, so you talk about an internal narrative. Like sometimes you feel like like the cards are just stacked against you. Lack of time, poor conditions, no deer,
yeah,
you're tired. It's easy to get into that negative mindset. And you made a good point that sometimes not sometimes, always having that right attitude and mindset towards something is a game changer. And one thing I think about a lot is if you look at a Navy SEAL, or any sort of elite
right.
field like that, you look at a lot of Navy SEALs, they look physically, a lot of them look unimpressionable.
Mm.
You think, that's a little skinny dude with like, there's a lot of special forces guys that they don't look anything scary
You're right.
at all. But I think a lot of it comes, guys are extremely intelligent. So most guys in special forces are pretty smart dudes.
Yeah.
And they've got a next level mindset with things that just like, they just think they're unstoppable.
They do.
Right?
And the training they go through, and that will weed out any, because what they go through to even get to be a Navy SEAL, you know, it would test you to the max.
Oh, you basically have to be okay with dying.
Mentally and emotionally, it'll push you to the max.
Yeah.
And so only the very best in that category are going to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But you look at a lot of them and they're not like they don't look anything impressive whatsoever.
No, we just had that conversation. There's a guy, I got a friend, got a camp up by us, and he has a lot of friends that were Navy SEALs and guys that he's worked with. And he just told me the exact same thing. He said,
no kidding.
They're not the big, strong guys.
Oh, no.
He said, these guys are, he said, don't get them wrong. They're capable.
No,
They're
don't
capable.
mess with them.
He said, but they're guys that are more agile and flexible, and you know, they're not the gorillas that you would imagine.
No.
And we just had that conversation. Like I said, he knows a lot of them and stuff, and he was telling me that exact same thing.
But I mean, we've met a few over the years, and they all were. It all seems that they, you know, they're a lot of the ones that I've met were, let's say, when they're done touring or doing whatever it is, a lot of them are like getting PhDs.
Yeah,
are physicians.
Yeah,
and like I said, they're just unimpressionable. But
yeah,
a lot of it is there's just a mental fortitude that's like second to none.
Yeah, I had a friend that I just ran into, and he is mid-70s, 75, 76. I grew up with him, so he's about 10 years older than I am. Lived across the street from me, and he was the same type. He always, whatever he did, he had the mindset. I'm talking about George.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He had the mindset that just a positive attitude.
Didn't he play Division I football?
He played never having played football in school. Not one snap. No football programs in Fort Fairfield. He went down and played for Orono, made the Division I team.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, but that's the way, and you know, he was that way in every aspect of his life. He just had a can-do attitude. He succeeded at everything he ever did.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that just the other day. I said, you know, you run into people in your life that have positive qualities. You know, some are hard workers, or good businessmen, or good attitudes, and you try to take from those people. You try to learn from those people and emulate them. And
you become like who you hang around.
Yeah, yeah. And he was one guy that he was a wicked hard worker and just always a positive attitude, and it didn't seem like any obstacle ever deterred him or got him, you know, discouraged. He was just, and he lived his life that way.
Yeah. So he wasn't successful by accident.
No.
Like, you don't repeat that over and over and over by mistake.
No.
Or by being lucky.
No. He worked an extremely hard worker. Yeah.
And not to say that deer hunting's on the same level as being like, you know, an elite special forces dude or something, but that mindset is a game changer.
Yeah.
So why not apply it to whatever your hobby is, deer hunting? Why do it with excellence? Why do it haphazardly?
Right.
And get out there and then just beat yourself up all day about everything you're not or everything you can't do or all the things that are stacked against you that you don't have control over. So I don't think like that internal narrative or that self-talk, like what we say to ourselves inside our head, gets enough attention. Everyone talks about, you know, you can talk about gear and physical training and all that good stuff, getting into shape, but there's not much talk about
mental
preparedness
and
the very
and to me, that's the most important aspect of
Well,
it,
yeah.
Paul. And not just deer hunting, but anything in life, like we were saying, is whatever task that, is set before you, having the right attitude will get you through it.
I mean, I do it on occasion. Or if you use the example of, say, you're out deer hunting and you miss a buck, maybe it's a big buck or something like that. It's easy to kind of beat yourself down.
You start saying, well, that was my one chance right there, and I blew it, or I missed it, and I'm not going to get it, and you can start believing that and stuff.
And that's where you got to cognitively or be cognizant and redirect that ship into, okay, yeah, maybe I screwed it up, but what are the positives about it? Well, one, you probably learned something.
Right.
Two, you're out doing something fun, so let's not forget to enjoy that part of it.
Yeah.
There could be worse. You could be at work.
Yeah.
And not even have the opportunity to do it. But it can be very hard to redirect that ship, like right away.
Right.
But it'll pay dividends, hopefully later on in the day.
Right.
You can,
or the next day, day, and you'll have other chances.
Yep.
If you keep at it, and like you say, you have the right attitude and stuff, you'll have other chances, and
that's why coaches give a pep talk.
Exactly.
They don't do it because
to hear them self-talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a purpose behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important on how you see yourself.
Yeah.
Internally, and you see it with athletes.
Oh, absolutely.
You see it with even performers, people that are creative, comics. I remember I heard Joe Rogan say one time a while back, when he gets ready to do a stand-up routine, he was very aware of, or paid very much attention to what occurred up to his stand-up routine, because he's like, you're getting out there to tell jokes, and if you just get in a huge argument with your wife or something before you go onto the stage, how are those jokes going to come off? You just can't.
You're going to carry that over into your performance.
He goes, so he would really try to put himself in a box before, like a stand-up routine, to make sure that he was in the right mindset.
Right.
Otherwise, I mean, if you just get done hollering at someone and going off on someone, you get up on stage and you're like, a man walks into a bar and try to tell the joke. Yeah. It's not going to have the same effect as on the flip side, if you're in the right mindset for whatever it is that you're doing. So
all your great athletes had that mindset, Paul, whether it be Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, they had the mindset that they were just going to succeed. Yeah. When they took the shot or hit the ball, they believed it was going where they wanted it to go.
And if it didn't go in, I think even more importantly is if it didn't go in, that didn't bleed over into the
because they knew the next one would go in. Yeah.
Part of me is almost like they probably think in their head, like, wow, I can't believe it didn't go in. That was a fluke.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
That is weird.
That is such an important attribute in an athlete or in all of us in whatever we do. So,
and you see it in, this just popped in my head. You see it in people too, as far as their health and wellness. So look at Graham.
Oh, she's got a good attitude.
She's 90 years old, just broke her hip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And 90 years old, you break a hip.
It's not good.
That's probably the end of the road.
Yeah.
It's not good. Your outlook.
We got to be careful, Paul. I hope she doesn't watch that.
No. So and she's aware of that.
Yeah.
So that woman's.
She thinks she's coming home in a week.
Her mindset.
Yeah.
So my wife's an occupational therapist, and Lacey had stopped in to see her there when I was at work, and she just was like, "Man, your grandmother's amazing." And she was up doing rehab.
Yeah.
And moving around.
Yeah.
Working hard.
Yeah.
And so she's 90 years old. And Lacey goes, she looked me right in the eye and said, "Oh, I'll be home in about a week or so."
Yeah.
Like, she's like, that woman is driven.
Yep.
To go.
And here's the other, because of, she's got some reasons she can't have surgery. Surgery might be the best way to facilitate healing and stuff, but she can't do that.
Nope.
Surgery is a route she can't go because of other health issues. And so she's in a lot of pain.
And you wouldn't know it.
No, and she's only taken Tylenol.
Yeah.
They came in last night. I was there last night. And by the way, we sat there was 4 of us. And we laughed and laughed and laughed. The nurses were all coming in and laughing and talking with us. And that kind of draws people in when you have a positive attitude. You know,
Yeah.
like I say, the nurses were coming in and they were enjoying being around and yeah.
Yeah.
But she was taking no pain med other than
No.
Tylenol.
And she's focused.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I forget if it was Lacey or Leslie asked her, do you want me to go home and get your tablet or some books or something to?
Yeah.
And she told him, no, that's too much of a distraction. I need to stay focused.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
She means business.
She does. Yeah.
So, and she reads a lot.
She's a voracious reader.
And for her to be like, no,
Yeah.
I need to focus on this.
Yeah. You know, and another thing, Paul, she, in her daily life up to this injury, she always got a positive attitude. And you think that, she has a lot of reasons to not have she's lost a son recently.
Yeah.
My brother, she lost her husband 32 years ago, so she's been a widow for 32 years on her own, making her way through life.
And then you think 90 years old, all of your friends have passed.
Yeah. One of
On
her
top
good
of it.
friends just passed.
Yep.
We told her last night.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, one of her good friends from real early in her life just passed in Prescal. And but she's always got she's got a cancer but she's always got a positive attitude.
Yeah.
So, and that's what brought her to 90, I believe.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Well, and I kind of joke with her too. I'm like, I think the key to longevity is just being contrary
Yeah.
and ornery,
Yeah.
being stubborn to such a degree that,
Yeah.
and, but yeah, she has got, considering the circumstances, she's got the best possible mindset
Yeah.
and best possible method to reach that goal
Yeah.
available to her.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people younger than that,
Right.
much younger, 30 years younger, that get into some of these situations, have a stroke,
Yeah.
have something that maybe they're hemiparalysis or partially paralyzed, half their body or whatever. And they don't have that will or the drive or the mindset. Like when you have a stroke, your best window of opportunity for circumventing that or overcoming some of the deficits is like immediately.
Yeah.
And it can be intensive. And
Yeah.
some people just don't want to do it.
It's funny you mentioned that because last night we walked in and she was having supper. They have in the rehab unit, they have a communal lunch and supper and stuff in a
Yeah.
room. And she had a very hard time with that because a lot of the patients were very downcast and
It can be a depressing place to try to get better.
yeah, she likes to be around positive and uplifting people. And
Yeah.
she said it really bothered her to be in that situation with people that didn't seem to have any hope, you know.
No.
And
Yeah.
so that was very hard for her to have
because it can spill
sitting
over.
at a large table with a number of people who, you know.
It can spill over to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
That's hard to
yeah.
push down, or push
Yeah.
away. But yeah, you got to. So didn't mean for that take that turn into health and
Yeah, well, health
kind of
is-
morbid
yeah,
stuff, but that's
well-
the reality of it, and it applies to even something as simple as deer hunting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we apply it.
having that
Yeah,
mindset.
we're applying it to deer hunting, Paul. But like I was saying, we apply it to everything in life.
Yeah.
Everything in life, you have to have the right attitude. So
And for me, a lot of times, the harder something is, and the more, I guess, painful it can be, the better the reward is on the other side.
yep,
And you feel a whole heck of a lot better about that.
yeah,
especially after you do it a few times.
We don't always want to take the easy road, Paul.
No,
I certainly
geez,
don't in my life. People tell me all the time, well, what are you still burning? That's a lot of work burning wood,
Yeah.
or, you handle it. And
heck, I had a great big tractor. I shovel or snow blow my driveway in 2 swipes.
Yep.
Sometimes I go out with a scoop.
Yep.
And I'll have people say, well, geez, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Is your tractor broken? Or, no,
Yeah.
it's kind of a nice
Yep.
day. The kids are outside playing.
Yeah.
Instead of cleaning my driveway in 30 seconds.
So Cousin Nancy called me weird because I like to do that stuff. She said,
nothing wrong with being a little weird.
yeah, she said, you're weird. And I said, yeah, I am. Yeah.
We'll just call it eccentric.
You're saying by weird, I'm different than the norm.
Yeah. Well, that's a
which
good
is
thing.
probably a really good thing
Nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what norm is.
I took that as a compliment. I'm not the norm.
So what is normal?
Right. Yeah.
Do I want
to take the easy way? Push a button.
Do I want to be normal?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I guess as we're preparing for deer season and getting ready for that, keeping your internal narrative in check.
Yeah.
Is always important because it's easy to get discouraged about things.
It is.
And man, there's some people that have some awful things happen to them in life and they never seem to miss a beat.
Nope.
There's just all kinds of people have all kinds of horrible circumstances that happen.
Yeah. Well, like I said, with my mom there, she hasn't had the easiest road, but she always has an attitude of gratitude, and which is fantastic. So,
and she won't hear anything. I'll be out of here in a week.
Yep. Yeah.
Get out of my way.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Lacey was pretty amazed.
Yeah.
I mean, Lacey's worked with a lot of people at that point in their life.
Yeah.
And you see kind of the whole spectrum of behaviors. And I think it's refreshing to see, that end of the spectrum every now and then where someone's like, yeah, I'm just not going to roll over and
not yet.
Throw in the towel.
Nope.
No, try me.
So,
yep. Same applies to deer hunting. And so I guess we always got to keep our
internal narrative.
Our internal narrative, how we talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
Keep that in check. Keep that in mind, because it's easy to
keep it positive.
It's easy for it to go down
to go south. Yeah. No, it is, Paul. Like I say, I'd be a liar if I say it never happened to me.
Oh yeah, we all have days.
It certainly has on the track. I've had times where I just said, you know what? I don't believe it's going to happen.
No, it kills me when someone tells me, even we'll say at work or something.
Yeah.
And they're just having a bad day and they're like, oh, could it get any worse? I just want to be, oh man, don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Yeah. There's so many worse things that.
Yeah. You don't know what worse is.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Redirect the ship, get it in the right direction and fix it. It'll get better. But we better mount your scope.
Yeah.
And I get
looking forward to that, getting everything.
I get to do a little bit of shooting this afternoon.
Yeah.
So anything else, Dad?
No. And I think out of all the things, Paul, in life, I think that's probably one of the most important things in life.
Oh, heck yeah.
To finish that off with deer hunting, but just in life in general. And I listen to a lot of podcasts and hear a lot of deer hunters, and that's a common thread with them. They're pretty tough people that work hard and believe they're going to be successful. Yeah. And they live their lives in that regard,
same fashion.
In all aspects of their life. So
my whole approach to deer hunting is when I go out, I'm gonna have a blast.
Right.
Like it's gonna be like whatever happens.
Yep.
Like I find myself walking through the woods kind of, and it's probably not good deer hunting because you get kind of sidetracked.
Enjoying the process.
Kind of get kind of like see something cool or get kind of caught up with stuff.
I do that. I'm a guy that can get redirected really quick, but I don't mind that. If I find an old camp, I want to go over and look at it
I allow myself more of that now. Like I tell myself, like, it's okay. Like if you friggin' blow it, so be it.
Yeah.
And that's like with the whole camera thing. I think sometimes people can get caught up with like, well, you're getting distracted with your camera and stuff like that, and I'm okay with that.
You have
Like
to
I've
be.
come to terms with the fact that I may blow some stuff, and I may,
Right.
but I'm having fun doing that part of it too.
Right. It's going to cost you some time.
And
And like
Yeah.
you say, some maybe even some opportunities, or whatever that.
yeah.
But there's always a sacrifice to be made if you want to do it. If you want to have.
And
a
if I
camera.
didn't feel it was worth it, didn't like it, didn't enjoy doing it, then I wouldn't do it.
Right.
But I'm okay if I blow some opportunities because I'm messing around with the camera, or I take an extra 10 or 15 minutes to photograph a brook or a weird tree or something like that.
Yep. Something interesting.
I don't think 30 years from now I'll regret it.
No.
Right? I don't think that'll be
No, you'll be doing more of it.
Yeah, probably.
Because the killing aspect won't be as important to you, Paul, and stuff, and you'll be doing more of the looking around and enjoying the little things. I guess the old adage, stop and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
So
I'll be physically different in 30 years. So.
Yeah. I speak from experience. You will do it more.
Yeah.
You will enjoy it. So
maybe it's just to catch my breath.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not. You'll be in good shape in your 60s and
30 years I'll be 70.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. You'll be in good shape.
30 years goes by fast.
Yeah. Goes by fast.
Yeah. Let's focus 1 year at a time.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too
I don't
too
think I'll be
that.
following you around at that time
30 years.
when you're 72. I think I'll be.
No, you'll be in your 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll strap a wheelchair to my drag
I'll
rope.
be back at camp. Enjoying the camp life.
Cooking dinner.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's go mount your scope. What do you got for a scope you're putting on that?
I have actually, Paul. I've got a. I had bought it quite a few years ago. It's a Leupold Vari X2. And it's the low power, so I can't remember.
I think it's 1 to 4.
1 to 4, yeah. And I'd taken it off a rifle years ago, put a Vari X3 on, upgraded, and so it's been sitting in the gun cabinet at home. And I figured, well, that's a good gun to put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Vari
And you're
X2.
gonna moose hunt with it.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna try to moose hunt with it. Yeah.
Hopefully you call them in close.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the
Drop
plan.
them
Call
right
them
there.
in, right to the road. Yeah.
Well, at least have them a little bit off the road so I can use my winch.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I know how that stuff goes. You buy something and think, well,
Yeah.
that was an insurance policy that I never was going to need to use it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess that's a good enough reason to buy something.
Yeah.
So alrighty. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's
right.
all.
I guess until next time, get outside.
It's good for the soul.
See ya.